All right, CTV News political analyst Eric Ham joins me now. Eric, good morning to you. I'm just going to let you know we're waiting for an FBI update, so we may need to interrupt our conversation as that FBI-led manhunt is underway for Kirk's assassin. I want to begin by talking to you about reaction to this death. Why do you think it is garnering such strong emotion from both sides of the political spectrum?
Well, because I think what we're seeing here is violence doesn't have the right nor the left has a monopoly on political violence. As we have seen already this year, there's been a Democratic lawmaker that was politically targeted, and now we see an influential figure on the right who's also been targeted. And I think what we're seeing here is now both sides of the aisle are trying to do what they can to try to not only tamp down the rhetoric, but also do something to end the violence that's continuing to course through our politics.
We heard from Trump on the shooting last night. We played that sound. We also understand that he's going to be making another statement today. According to many reports, Trump really considered Charlie almost like another son. Can you talk to us about how important Kirk was to Trump's movement and to his election win, especially with young people?
Well, we also hear from Donald Trump Jr., who actually referred to Charlie Kirk as a little brother. And so what we're seeing here is many within the Trump family have seen and view Charlie Kirk as a member of the family, as one of their own. It's why we are seeing flags at the White House flying at half-mast. But Charlie Kirk was someone whose rise also coincided with that of Donald Trump's. And considering the fact that young people have overwhelmingly leaned left or liberal and were seen as a dependent and reliable voting bloc for Democrats, the fact that Charlie Kirk was able to galvanize and move thousands of young people into the conservative and MAGA tent, he is someone who many have credited with Donald Trump's success, and which is why we're seeing so much fallout over his death today.
And again, getting back to reaction, we've heard from both Democrats and Republicans all sorts of messages, all condemning political violence, though there is, Eric, a real concern that this is going to lead to further divisiveness in the United States. What are your thoughts on that? In what ways could we see that play out?
Well, FBI data is already showing that political violence in the United States is on the rise right now. And with the death of Charlie Kirk, a Minnesota legislator that was also killed, and of course, recent attacks on Donald Trump himself, the husband of former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, this is something that is continuing to grow. And what we're seeing right now is it's not actually dissipating. Charlie Kirk is someone who certainly supported the Second Amendment and believed that even mass shootings were something that the country had to endure to ensure that guns remain a prevalent part of society. And so I think just as we saw from Donald Trump's comments, this polarization is here to stay, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and while we await that FBI news conference, I believe that we have the tweets that we can show our viewers as we talk about political leaders really speaking out. Barack Obama saying, we don't know what motivated the person who shot and killed Kirk, but this kind of despicable violence has no place in our democracy. He said that his thoughts go to Erica, his wife, and their 2 young children. And we also heard from Gavin Newsom saying the attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the U.S., we must reject political violence in every form. Eric, Gavin Newsom had Kirk on his podcast. And I think that's, as we remember Charlie Kirk, what a lot of people are remarking on today. He didn't just want people to hear what he thought. He wanted to debate different ideas.
Yeah, and I think that's what made him such a galvanizing force, particularly for young people. In fact, what he was doing yesterday on this campus with about 3,000 people was debating the issues. And this is something that he has always done. In fact, he was scheduled to be at Dartmouth on the 25th of September, again, for a debate with people from both the left and the right. And he was someone who was willing to engage on all sides. And I think that's why you saw people people on the left and right who revered him, at least his ability to engage on the issues. And the fact that now he is dead as a result of political violence, I think what we're seeing right now is people recognizing that this has gone too far and there needs to be a much more productive outlet as opposed to what we always see in this country, the use of guns.